Hi, and a warm welcome to this multidimensional FAMO Fascia Movement practice in which we will strengthen and open especially the upper body from the inside out and the outside in with a few fascial twists. Now, one thing to pay specific attention to in this practice is where we initiate movements from, because it will change how you engage myofascial meridians. Let's start in a low kneeling position with the upper body centered, arm arc, arms overhead, active forward fold, arms circle down, lift the pelvis into high kneeling, arms circle down. Place your hands to the front of the hips. Let's start with a kneeling A stance and then move into sit back and curl up. Sit back with the inhalation, exhale, smooth curl up. Center the pelvis and the spine, and then curl up, firmly engaging pelvic floor and abdominals. Allow the spine extensors to take over in your sit back, and then pelvic floor and abdominals in focus. We are going to a more hip distance alignment. Thank you. Inhalation, sit back, exhale, curl up. 2 more times. Now for the knees, when your legs are wider, you are taking a little bit of tension from your iliotibial band, which might be a bit knee-friendlier, especially in the beginning. And now your choice, or your knee's choice, you could still be wide, hip distance apart, or you may choose to close the legs. So adduction, inhalation, sit back, exhale, curl up. Now, for some of us, this is just the best. How does it feel? Like a fascial gliding right at the edge there of the vastus lateralis, and overlying fascia latas can be beautiful to create freedom in the legs. Speaking of freedom, let's be a bit more multidimensional about it. So we go arm circle, T arms, and then into a side sit to the left. Back to center. Keep your upper spine as elongated as possible. Of course, you have a twist in there. However, your focus is on the pelvis. Shift the pelvis to the side, reach away, back to center. We go 1 more time each side. And then take a seat on your right side. This is a Cleopatra position. You can also be Caesar if you like, so entirely up to you. And then into a long side stretch. Reach out, place your hand onto the floor, lift up into a kneeling side support with side bend. Now we're pausing here for a moment. So you are firmly pressing your right hand onto the floor, right shoulder is stabilized, left arm is reaching, and your top leg, you press it actively down onto your bottom leg. So well prepared if you have done sit back and curl up with the legs together. Slow return into the Cleopatra sit. You center the body into kneeling side support. Then you reach back from the sit bone, the underneath one, then into the Cleopatra again. Reach out, exhale, side support, inhale into a side bend. Exhalation, active side sit, inhalation into Cleopatra. Exhale, reach out. Weight-bearing strength in the arms, spreading the top ribs wide. Sit back and into Cleopatra. Let's do this 1 more time. So building upper body strength, but also length, opening the lateral line from the top knee all the way up to the armpit. And now from Cleopatra sit, 1 more time. Into, actually not 1 more time, but for now, into a low kneeling position, arm circle overhead, into T-arm position, and then interlace your hands in front of the sternum. Lightly pull apart. And then with your exhalation, press your hands away from the sternum. Reach out with your elbows, a scoop, you reach down, palms away, and then you circle back. Now press and curl at the same time. Inhalation, center pelvis and spine, draw back. Only a scoop. Curl, center, and scoop. Reach out with your arms and now see if you can interlace your hands the awkward way around immediately. If not, do it now. We do the same thing. Curl with your exhalation, reach the hands away, draw back with your inhalation and scoop. Open your palms, elbows reach out, curl, center, one more dynamic scoop, and back. Open your arms, arms overhead, active forward fold, arms circle back, curl up with your exhalation. With your inhalation, open your arms. Oh, shoulder level. Knees hip distance apart. Just caught that. And then we are going towards the right side. A side sit. And back to center. Side sit. Back to center. And maybe you feel what I feel, a really deep, satisfying stretch on the side of the hip. That would be excellent. Take a sit all the way down. If you don't, lucky you. So now we are in Cleopatra or Caesar again, into the long side stretch. Reach out with your hand, place it onto the floor, lift up. Let's do this really slow. So your weight-bearing strength with your left arm. You press your top knee down onto the bottom knee. That's your deep front line engaged. And you give your lateral line from your right knee up to the hip, along the waistline, to the ribs, the most length you possibly can, enhancing by reach your arm. Slow return, centering in side support. Then you sit back, active side sit, Cleopatra. Into a side support, inhale into side bend. Exhalation, active side sit, inhale. And reach. So we have strengthening and lengthening from the inside out and also from the outside in with our arm reaches. So they are creating glide as we move into these exercises. Fascial glide from the outside in. And then center as much as available in your Cleopatra sit and then turn around. You can remove a kneeling pad if you have it, and take a seat on your mat for basic roll-up preparation. The legs are hip distance and parallel or close. You're holding on behind the knees. Pull your heels towards the sit bones. Feel the activation in your spine extensors, superficial back line. Release the pull. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back, curl. Pause with your inhalation. Expand the back of the rib cage, the lower back. Roll forward, spine stretch with your exhalation. And as you inhale, pull your heels towards the sit bones, elongate the spine. And then release the pull, exhalation, curl. Inhale into the back of the rib cage. And then exhale, engage pelvic floor and abdominals more. Let the breath flow. Lift your feet off the floor. You are fully engaged. Press your hands against the legs and roll back slowly. Core strength. Endurance until your lower back is on the floor. And then release completely into restful pose. Step one foot after the other onto the floor. Take the massage balls close by. The legs are now hip distance and parallel. Your pelvis and your spine are centered. With your next exhalation, initiate pelvic curl by tilting the pelvis back. Then you let the breath flow into the shoulder bridge position. Pause in shoulder bridge. extra lift towards the pubic bone from the sternum. By feeling, you're tilting the pelvis back. Lift the pelvis higher into an arch bridge and then place the massage balls beneath your upper back. Beneath the tip of the shoulder blades is always a good starting position. And then roll down over the balls into an easeful arch. Find the right place for your body. If your head is in an uncomfortable position, you could now, and Mumu and I, we have a functional hairstyle here, so should you not happen to have this, and your head is uncomfortable, take a kneeling pad and place it beneath your head. Now we are all interlacing the hands behind the head, and then you make a choice. You could stay with Mumu, legs parallel, or with me, open the knees into diamond pose. In any case, you need to be able to engage your pelvic floor and abdominals deliberately. Let's do this now. With the exhalation, engage, maintain the engagement. Whenever you inhale next, elbows towards the ceiling. When you exhale next, curl up, head and shoulders off the floor. Inhale, breathe into the back of the rib cage. With your exhalation, open your elbows wide. Inhalation, move your elbows forward. Exhalation, open the elbows. Continue in your own rhythm. When you move your elbows forward, maintain a feeling of width in your chest. When you're moving your elbows back, maintain the height of your upper body. The gaze of your eyes is going towards your lower belly because you want to check internally, but also use your vision that your lower belly is always drawing back. Pelvic floor fully engaged, drawing up. So you want that core support. The next time your elbows point forward, you keep your elbows pointing forward. Let the breath flow. Very slowly roll back. Enjoy that active lengthening of your abdominals. Open your elbows, relax as much as possible. Especially your external obliques, your upper rectus abdominis here, you want to give it maximum length. Now we're going to do an active core lift. Takes a little bit of imagination. With your inhalation, it's like an upward suction from the pelvic floor and you expand your chest. With your exhalation, you release the air and you soften in your belly. So when you inhale, imagine an upward wave or like a suction from the pelvic floor to the diaphragm. The chest expands and then you exhale and release. And then go back to a gentle breathing wave. If you're with me in diamond pose, lift your knees. Take your hands away from behind your head. And then remove the massage balls from beneath your back. So it should be delicious now. So you're lying on your back. Should be nice and flat now. Take your arms up towards the ceiling and then left leg floats into tabletop. More core connection, right leg into tabletop, connect the legs, lift head and shoulders, curl up, hold on behind the knees, press your legs into your hands, rolling up, toes to the floor, into a spine stretch. And then pull your heels towards the sit bones, curl up into a basic long sit. Now turn forward, cross your legs, right leg in front, and then take your massage domes close by. So here is a choice that Mumu and I really love because it gives this midline connection. You can sit on a massage dome. And it gives us really a very clear tactile sense of, pelvic floor, midline of the body, right up to the crown of the head and beyond. So keep this feeling of centeredness and length. Raise your arms overhead with an arm circle. Open your arms to T-arms. And then keep your chest really broad, like you did before when reaching forward with your arms. With your little finger side of the hands, give a little bit of a lift, very gentle. Now we are starting with, why not the left arm? So left arm, reach it forward. Let the shoulder blade glide. Let the thoracic spine rotate slightly and then slide back. So you reach forward with your left arm, shoulder blade gliding, and then gliding back, centering the spine. You can imagine the wall is directly in front of you, 10, 20 centimeters away, and you want to reach an imaginary wall. And now we are doing the same with the right arm. So the right arm is initiating the movement, shoulder blade gliding, and the spine follows the arm movement. So remember that for movement initiation when we are in the prone position the next time for curl up butterfly with a twist. Spiral around your own axis here. And then center, open your arms. Lower your arms, remove the massage stone, take your left leg to the front, and then you can turn the massage stones around, flat side up, and use them as a little bit of a wedge that gives you lift in your sitting position. Raise your arms up towards the ceiling, create space in your chest, so collarbones lengthen. And then take your arms forward, still with a feeling of width across the chest. Your left arm is reaching forward just the way you did before. And now you bend your right elbow as well, pulling the bow, and then glide forward again. Right, we are alternating. Reach, and then centering. Same thing. Your left arm, the one that's reaching forward, is initiating the movement of the spine. And then the other arm follows. It's like a slow domino. Right arm, thoracic spine, left arm, and forward. Left arm initiates, spine follows. Right arm, elbow follows. We're going to the other side. And you're still spiraling around your own axis. If you would want to do this movement, let's do this one more time on each side with the breath. You can inhale into the glide spiral and then exhale to center. So, last repetition. Very well prepared for what's coming on the floor. Open your arms, reach your arms overhead. Let's do one slow arch. And release. Turn sideways again. Remove the massage props. And now you need the balls again, close by, for when we're on the floor. Hold on behind the knees in your basic long sit. Pull the heels towards the sit bones, release the pull, curl back, fully engage in pelvic floor and abdominals, slide the legs towards you, carry the legs with your arms, press your legs into the hands and roll back slowly. Steady engagement in pelvic floor and abdominals until you have arrived on your lower back, and then restful pose, completely relax. Step one foot after the other onto the floor again. Take the massage balls close to the pelvis, so you have them ready. We are going into pelvic curl again. Tilt the pelvis back, roll up. Now this is also, we have a significant contribution here of pelvic floor and abdominals, but also from the spine extensors and hip extensors, especially when you lift into the arch bridge. Take the balls, place them, beneath your shoulder blades again. disentangle the microphone. And then roll down. When your pelvis is settled on the floor, you might want to shuffle a little bit so you have your most agreeable, easeful arch. Interlace your hands again behind your head. If you like, go the awkward way around with your interlace. If that's the first time you're doing this movement, just go regular way. There is enough to tune into. So, Mumu has the legs parallel. If you would like to join her, do so. I will go into diamond pose. You can also join me. All of us engage pelvic floor and abdominals, lower abdominals. With the next inhalation, elbows to ceiling. With the exhalation, curl up. Pause here with your inhalation. And then exhale, reach your right elbow to the ceiling, open the left, twist. Inhalation, center. Lift your left elbow up towards the ceiling, twist to the right, and then inhale to the center. Now you're not aiming for a wall in front of you, you're aiming for the ceiling. So imagine you want to reach your elbow up towards the ceiling, therefore the thoracic spine is rotating, therefore the other elbow opens. So it's the same kind of domino. Let's go to the right again. Left elbow, thoracic spine, right elbow back to center. And let's do this one more time with core integrity. So when you feel you can no longer maintain a full engagement in pelvic floor and deep abdominals, just shorten the repetitions. And then stay centered. Let the breath flow. Elbows are pointing up, you're slowly rolling back, lengthening the abdominals, and then open your elbows. And for a moment, just relax into the position. It's an easeful arch. Let's do 2 active core lifts. So with your inhalation, feel that suction from the pelvic floor to the diaphragm. Expand the chest and then release. Here the scoop is in the belly with your inhalation. Do this one more time because we have a delicious ending of this sequence. So let the breath flow. With your next exhalation, engage pelvic floor and deep abdominals. Inhalation, elbows to ceiling. Open your elbows. Nearly forgot. If you're with me in diamond pose, now it's the moment to place your feet onto the floor. Otherwise, there is no delicious ending. So, engage through the center again. Elbows to ceiling, curl up. And then you can keep your elbows point forward or open them, whatever is most agreeable. You tilt the pelvis back, you lift it off the floor. You're in active back massage. That's exactly what we're going to do. So wander down and give your upper back a really nice massage. A few times rolling up, rolling down. That's already delicious. And now comes a part that Mumu and I really love. So you go even higher up to your trapezius, because for some of us, some tension or tightness starts to sneak into the trapezius. So give your trapezius a really good massage. And at one point, the balls will actually roll off your shoulders. And then you have the upper part of the shoulders on the floor. And then you can roll down, imprint your spine into the mat. And then open your elbows. And then you can wriggle a little bit. So the balls becoming free. And then remove the massage balls from behind your shoulders. Place them to the side. Arms by your side. You need one massage dome close by with the flat side turned upward. And then pelvic tilt into a shoulder bridge. Roll up. Full shoulder bridge, opening the front of the hips. Place the massage dome beneath your pelvis and then roll down slowly. The massage dome is beneath your sacrum and your pelvis is now centered on the dome, which is apparently three-dimensionally unstable and exactly the all-around stability we are aiming for right now. Keep your pelvis centered. We are starting with the right leg. Exhalation, leg float up. Find a 90-degree angle in the knee with your inhalation. Float down with your exhalation. Press the foot lightly onto the floor, very light. And then leg float left. Find the 90-degree angle and float down. Keep your left foot on the floor. Exhalation, right leg. Pause with your inhalation and then float down. How much strength do you need in your abdominals? Let's go left. As much as necessary, yet as little as possible. Float down. With your inhalation, raise your arms up towards the ceiling. Right leg, leg float. So we are in a rather unstable float down situation here. And the obliques are involved in the dynamic stabilization. We are left side floating down. We go one more time, right? And then one more time left. Now the obliques were also prime movers in your curl-up butterfly with a twist, and now we use them as assistants of your transversus abdominis here to stabilize the lumbar pelvic area. When you have finished, when both feet are on the floor, keep your feet on the floor, slide one leg away, slide your other leg away, raise your arms overhead or just out to the side. See what's most comfortable in your body. Arms overhead gives you a beautiful long stretch from toes to fingertips, but arms sideways is great too. We are in long stretch, and now we add a hip roll, rolling the pelvis from side to side. You can do this rather slow, or you can give it a bit more rhythm. Whatever feels most delightful in your body at the moment. So, unwinding any tightness or tension that might have snuck in. And it's also just a really nice lengthening of the hip flexors in this position. It's gentle, but it's beautiful. And then you can stabilize, so center the pelvis, slide one leg back, slide the other leg back, circle your arms around, place them into a comfortable position, tilt the pelvis back, pelvic curl, roll up. In the shoulder bridge position, remove the massage dome from beneath your pelvis. And now let's raise arms overhead one more time. And then roll down one more time after this arm arc until your pelvis is back on the floor. Fingertips towards the ceiling. Left leg, leg float into tabletop. Right leg, leg float. If you like, connect the legs. Curl up, hold on behind the knees, elbows out to the side, reach out, and then press your legs into the hands, curl up, toes to the floor, spine stretch, pull your heel towards the sit bones, and curl up. Turn forward, right leg in front in tailor sit. You need the two massage domes again. We have an integration sequence here. Flat side of the massage domes pointing up. Hands onto the massage domes, wrists are centered. So you can applaud Mumu for this excellent integration sequence here. It's really brilliant. I love it. So first, you are pressing the hands against the domes gently, but definitively. And you might feel a lengthening of your spine. I definitely do. For now, we are as centered as possible. Release the pressure, then you tilt the domes back, your wrists extend, and now you push. Release the push, tilt the domes forward, pull, wrist centered. Release the pull, tilt, and push. Release the push, we do this one more time, pull. Release, tilt the domes, push away. And then relax. Take the other leg to the front. And now we are adding in a curl and maybe even an arch. So rather than staying centered, you can go into a little bit of a back extension, thoracics in focus, so your upper back in focus. Pull, lift from the sternum. Release the pull, tilt the hands, push and curl back, tilt the pelvis, curl the spine. Release the pull, tilt the hands or the domes and push into a gentle arch. Tilt and pull into the curl. Tilt and push. Pull. We are pulling towards the body. Release and push into a curl. Excellent. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And then you pull again into an arch. And we do one more now that we figured it out. A push into a curl. And then elongating the spine, lift your hands, open your arms. I hope you feel fabulous and maybe you had a little bit of a laugh with us. So that would be fantastic.